finally at Hyrox, Osaka. Bunch of shitless dudes running around. Hyrox race tomorrow. So. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I just came back from Japan. I'm in Singapore right now, but I went there mostly for a holiday, but I threw in a little bit of a Hyrox in between. So I went to Universal Studios. Flashback. Today we're at Universal Studios Japan, and I came quite late. It's 12 PM already, so I'm just gonna try a few of the rides and then head back home because I have a Hyrox race tomorrow. So yeah. So I went to Downtonbury. I was just like sightseeing, but you know, I was with my partner and I thought like, hey, let's try a full Hyrox, which is my first time doing it. I have a main one I'm going to be doing in Bangkok and Singapore coming up in March and April. Those are the ones I'm really training for. Like I said, I've already put it out there. My aim for the relay is 55 minutes. And the aim for my solo is probably going to be about 1 hour and 10 minutes to 1 hour and 15 minutes. That's my plan. But today I'm going to break down what happened during this particular Hyrox, and also a little bit of snippets of what went down with the rest of my life in Universal Studios. And the stock market was crashing actually. It always crashes when I'm overseas. So I don't know whether I'm lucky or sway or unlucky, but it happens. So today we're going to be talking about the whole race, right? I went with my partner who actually never really ran more than 4 km before. So the goal was just to completely just finish it. It was essentially like a solo race because I had to do all the stations. I did like 90% of the stations, but I had a cramp in between. I think I just didn't have enough electrolytes and it was very cold there. So I don't know, no excuses, but I kind of redlined a little bit during the burpee broad jump, so she had to take over a little bit. Then I continued the rest of the stations myself. So when we look at the running splits, I was running an average of 11 minutes 30 seconds. Absurdly slow. I run a lot faster than this, but you know, that's just how it went down. I was just pacing my partner. I have a half marathon in 3 days time, so we'll see how I do for that. The aim is also 2 hours for that, around there. But because I had so much time to rest during these runs, I was essentially going into each of the stations at like zone 2, zone 1. I was like at 140 heart rate. But yeah, a lot of things also went wrong during the station. So when we look at it here, my ski erg was about 4 minutes and 40 seconds. It looks pretty bad here because you're comparing with people who are doing it as 2 people, and I did it alone. Aside from that, I also started the first 400 meters, and then the judge came in to reset my my station because I started off without my partner. So I was actually going at about 340, 350 pace, which would have put me at like the top. Actually, for all of these stations, I would have been the top for if it was an individual race. So I was quite happy with like the amount of output I was able to produce. And then for the sled push, I did 2 minutes and 13 seconds. I also could do a lot faster on this. I was actually at 1 minute 30 second pace, but I stopped at like just at the finish line. So I did 3.5 or 3 3/4 length by myself. And I stopped at the last part because I wanted my partner to get some pictures in. I just felt like pretty bad, you know, if I just did everything. So yeah, for sled pull, the third station, I didn't expect her to be able to pull it, so I just did the whole thing by myself. So this was the true accurate time. It was like 2:51. And this was purely by myself. So actually the first 3 stations were by myself. Burpee broad jump, I kind of redlined a little bit at the end. So she helped me out a few parts of it. But this is more or less like 80 to 90% done by me. And then for the rows, I also let her take some pictures at the end. So I was around, if I can remember correctly, I was doing it about 150 per 500 meter, 140 for 500 meters. So it would have finished about 350, 340. Like I said, all of this is just excuses and the time is the time here. But I'm pretty sure I can do a much better time in the upcoming Singapore one and the upcoming Bangkok one, which I'm actually trying to do properly. So for the relays, then I'm actually aiming for 330 per km splits. That's going to be extremely challenging, but you know, it's going to be fun. For farmers, I kind of gassed out here also, so I just walked the whole thing, but I didn't drop it. I mean, my grip is strong enough, so that's not the issue here. Sandbag lunges was my first time trying. It was actually surprisingly easy. I think because I squat so much, this is a really, really lightweight, and it's pretty easy. I'm just gonna change up my rep routine because I came from like a powerlifting strength background, and I need to just build more aerobic capacity and higher rep ranges. So in the future, I'm probably just gonna switch my training styles to like doing 80 kg or 90 kg front squats for like sets of 20. I think that's the kind of rep range is required to be good at Hyrox. But I'm just gonna do this for like canon event, kind of like a midlife crisis thing. Once I'm done with it, I'm probably just gonna lay off it after this year. Just want to try it and then do it well once. For wall balls, I'm pretty happy with this. I did like the first 80 or 90 by myself, and I let her finish the last 10. So I did this like almost solo. I am pretty confident that my wall balls are getting a lot stronger. This is my second time trying it. My first time was 9 minutes doing a relay, which I completely gassed out and I had no idea how to do it. But this time it was pretty good. I had one prep session in before this. The gym I train at doesn't really have wall balls, so this is something I had to try out. Like the aim and everything else, I couldn't figure it out. Yeah, so that's how Hyrox Osaka went in general. This is just a very short recap video to just like, get towards practicing creating content. I haven't created content in so long.
Ganbatte! Let's go!
So I want to do more of like my fitness content. I want to produce more, but I'm also juggling a lot of other things. I am an analyst and investment representative, and I run my own business. So these are things I'm trying to complement health and wealth together. I'm trying to build my socials again. Yeah, I rarely do this kind of like raw talking videos, but yeah, that's just where my headspace is at. Also trying to manage my portfolio. It has been extremely volatile recently with Trump coming in, and I try my best to stay abreast with news. That's also why I write my Telegram channel. That's also why I write my website, my news articles. If you want to check that out, the link will be somewhere in this video. And yeah, you can see the rest of my Universal Studios Japan trip as a B-roll towards the end. I hope you guys like this video. Do remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.